This is Meri at the Meri Atelier. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, I believe. And I noticed that Becky said she wasn't going to be on today at Aunt Vic's Creations. I don't know if she comes on early in the morning. She might come on midday, her Wednesday schedule, but she's not going to be on today. She said she had a cancer removed from her upper left eye, so she's been healing up from that. Becky, we're sending you healing wishes, good thoughts, and prayers. So hopefully that will be the last of it, huh? So what I thought I would do, I washed these quilt squares that I opened from Rebecca's street sale haul yesterday, and I washed them, and I'm going to press some of them. I'm going to show you. I'm much happier with them. I've been reading about Rit dye, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. I think I'm going to dye some of them, not what I have out here. But hi, Arlene. Good morning, lady. It's good to see you. I think I will only be on for a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of ironing, and then Dee Dee comes on at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 my time. I'll bop off, and while I'm listening to Dee Dee, I'm going to work on these watercolors so that I can get them out. I have one that I want to send to Miss Becky because she won one the other day. Hi, Linda. Welcome in, welcome in. So that's kind of why I popped on this morning. If anybody else is on this morning, I sincerely apologize. I did check, and I did not see anybody that is in my immediate art community contacts. So I thought, well, I'm going to bop on. And the other thing I've been working on is this book box. And I was thinking I'm going to put either Mod Podge or varnish on this. But what it is a ginger snap box, a ginger snap cookie box, and a book cover that I got from Renee. And I'm going to make a book box out of it. I still have to cover the back here. So, and that'll be to catch desk ephemera, and I don't know what all. I haven't found my calendars yet, my scrappy calendars. I don't know what I did with them. Oh well, I'll find them a month later. So let me sit down. This will give me an opportunity to use the ironing board that I got from Lindy and Sean Designs. Sean makes these ironing boards. Let me sign on to my other note tab so that I can see folks coming in here. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday in Fib Diggity. Let me turn the sound down. We had to go to town yesterday. My brother had a doctor appointment, and I went to Hobby Lobby. I returned my padlock to Amazon, and they gave me an immediate, after you return it to the UPS store, I got my refund immediately. So I went out and spent it. I bought some, what did I buy? I bought some large eye needles. I'm needing some large eye needles. And I bought a couple of other things. I'll be getting that, they said today. So, woohoo! Let me get into my stream here. I've got to switch accounts, of course. Welcome in. Welcome to your Wednesday. It's the hump day. It's the hump day. All right, come on. I'm getting there. Live. Here we are. Of course, now I got an ad. Skip the ad, and I probably won't be able to get into chat right away. Yep, see, I always get this big old blank screen for my chat. I got 6 of you out there, but I usually have to close this and reopen it before I can get into chat, and then that doesn't. There we are. We got Linda and Arlene talking to me, and, well, let me fix my chat filter. Yeah, and the rest of you, 7 of you out there in the balcony, that's good. Welcome to my balcony. I hope you enjoy the stream. My goal is to raise this camera stand so that this is as far that I can zoom out. So if I raise the camera stand, my camera will be higher and you'll see more of my desk. This book is probably about, what, 10 inches? 9 inches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches. So you're not seeing this total book, and it's 9 inches tall. So if I raise my camera stand, you will see more of my desktop, and that's one thing I want to get to. Let me put this behind me. And I want to go through here and show you. She sent this shirt looks like it's, I'm going to deconstruct this. It's already been partially, one of the sleeves is gone, but it's clean now. It's fresh and clean. And I'm going to deconstruct the shirt. And I'm going to, this is a pair of, it looks like a red skirt, but boy, it sure picked up the lint. So I need to get the lint off of it. And it feels like it's, it almost feels like it's a light denim. It might be even a heavy linen. I don't know. That it sure picked up the lint. So those are 2 deconstruct pieces. And then this was half of a oval tablecloth. And what I'm going to do with this, I don't have it in here, but I was watching a DIY. I think it was Canterbury Cottage. She did a short, I believe it was her, it might have been somebody else, where they took a basket and they just, they attached a cloth, kind of a cloth tie bag to the top of the basket. And it made a strong bottom with the basket, and then and I thought I would try that with this. I have a basket that has a cloth liner in it that I could attach this to. So that's what this is going to be for. Let me put these behind me. Then we'll come back to this pile. We'll come back to my leprechauns when I work with Dee Dee. Let me come back to this pile. I washed my quilt squares, and they came out really nice. And I really am liking them now, but I'm going to dye them. I'm going to dye them with Rit dye. And I was reading, well, some of them need fixing again in the machine, the threads in the washing machine. Some of them came apart, but I'll fix those. But I'm gonna dye these, I think, a dark blue with Rit dye. And I was watching Rit dye shorts last evening, and it depends on whether you are doing a polyester, and I'll bet you, I don't know whether, see, I don't know, some of this feels like cotton, but this feels like it might be a polyester. So you have to get, I think it's called Written More, that dyes the polyester. And you dye it over a heat pot, and I have a stainless steel pot that I do dyeing in. And I'm going to dye these. But they did come out a lot nicer. They feel nice and clean. And that's a thread ball. Hairball. A thread ball. We don't have cats. But they came out a lot nicer. And I could see these made into rice bags. But yes, I'm going to dye these. And I'm actually kind of liking the backs of them. The backs of them are kind of cool, I think. But we'll see. So I'm very happy with how these turned out. And so I'm going to watch K3N Cloth Tales, and I'm going to see how she makes her rice bags. And I might have a stack of rice bags. So that's what those are. I just brought them in to show you. And then I have a stack of odd ones. Well, this one is only in this pile because it's larger than those others. But I have a stack of larger odd shapes. Well, this might go back into, no, I think these are just, they're larger. I like this one. And then this is one that I'm going to press out this morning. I'm going to iron a little this morning. And yeah, I'm going to press, this is a one that's been put together. Now I could either do journal covers. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. I'm going to press it first. And then I think these go with those others. I'm going to put them there. Then I have let me get to it. This red stack. Put this up here because I'm going to press it. And I kind of like these too. I think these red and kind of denim and a red plaid, I think they will make nice, probably larger rice bags, or I might even cut these in fourths. And there's this, and then there's some odd ones in here. But these kind of go together, this one and this one, because of the red plaid. These are different, but that's okay. These two go together. So I'm kind of liking this red plaid. And on this one, they put the red plaid in the center. Now, I went upside down here now. And this is the one where they have that odd blue check in there. And then we get in, no, we're not done here. I'm even kind of liking this stack of them now. I'm particularly liking these. And some of them are, well, is that folded over? Yeah, that's just folded over. I'm particularly liking these. And I think I got enough of them to do something with them. So after I washed these, I got they felt like they had been in somebody's box for a while or in storage. That's the back of it. Hold it, let me flip this. And then we, no, we're still, yeah, we're kind of getting into this size, but they get a little bit different here. See, this is just a half of a one here. It looks like she made it and then cut it, and I got the other half. Or somebody made it. I don't know. I don't, these may or may not be Rebecca's. But we get into a couple of different ones. I thought I had more here. I think I do. Let me get down here past these red ones. Yeah, I have just some different colored, same design, same, looks like a 9 patch, where these are patches, and it looks like it might even be a deconstructed 9 patch, where she takes and flips those diagonals. And I really do kind of like these now. These are different fabrics, different colors of fabrics. So I'm still thinking rice bags. I might cover some boxes with these. I think these would be pretty to cover cigar boxes with. And find some that coordinate. I'm really liking this one. So I'm pretty happy with these now. Here's the other half to that other one. I'm really liking these now. And these are upside down. Let me flip them. I'll come back to that one. I am liking these. So, and these larger ones, I think I can cover like some cigar boxes with them. Who knows what I'll do. I'm not a quilter, so I probably will not quilt. But Karen was in here the other day when I was showing these, and she used the term churn, C-H-U-R-N quilt. And I didn't know what that was, but she says that's where you just take and almost like a grab and glue type thing. And I like these, but I noticed when I washed it, they kind of deconstructed in there. So if I use this, I'll probably have to put a backing piece on this. And the same way with this one. It kind of fell apart in the machine. But that's okay, 'cause I still like it. So I thought I would show you those. And I think washing these did them a world of good. Then what I want to do, and get my chair situated here. What I want to do is press that, and then I had a whole bunch of, I got my leprechaun there, a whole bunch of these littles that need pressing out. And when they were nice when I put them in there, they needed washing, but now I need to press them. And I'm going to use these for slow stitch scrolls. So I've got a bunch of these that I want to press out. And then this is just a tie or a band. I'll use it as a tie. And then this is just looks like a diagonal. It's really not bad, but it's kind of rough. It looks like Meri did it. I kind of like it though. I do kind of like it. And it looks like on some of these, she folded this one over, it looks like. Because this is double. Are they all, I think these corner ones are double. They might all be double. Feeling this. Maybe that's what made it so puffy. I'm kind of liking it. But there that is. So let me get my little iron. I had it out here. And let's heat this up. And I have the ironing board in here that I got from Sean at Lindy K Designs. And it's really kind of nice to be able to use my little ironing board. And I have a little water spritzer here someplace. If I don't have the little one, I have the big one. Let me plug this one in. And you can put water in here, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to spritz them. And while this iron is heating up, I will come out and say good morning to everybody. I'm not going to be on long because Dee Dee comes on at 7:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern. Let me reach here for the plug-in. The plug-in. There we go. I believe it's on. Yes, I see the red dot. So let me come out and say good morning to everybody. Refresh my chat. Arlene says, what is the ironing board made of? Well, there's a stiff board in the center, and it looks like there's a felt piece on the back, and there's probably batting over the board, and then there's this Tim Holtz fabric on. I think this is Tim Holtz fabric on the front. It's about, probably about 14 by 12, something like that, size-wise. And it's nice. I like it. It's one of his larger ones. I mean, you can go to town and buy a little ironing board and you cover it yourself, but I just like to have something that's made by, isn't that fabric cute? Oh yeah, this is the fabric part here. Oh, I don't have my live on. There we go. Linda said there's lots of interesting squares. Yeah, I love the backs of some of those. Dyeing is fun. Yeah, I don't dye much, but I think I'm going to try some of that Rit and more. And I think you can use it for blends too. I think she probably used, and I'm just guessing that some of that is polyester. It won't hurt if it's not polyester. Meri, destroy Atelier. Yeah, that's about it, Arlene. I've got 16 out there and I'm only seeing 2 of you chatting with me. Are you guys just kind of watching from the balcony? 3 of you chatting with me. Arlene and Linda. All right, 2 of you. I'm only seeing a little bit of chat. Be the first in the leaderboard showing support, blah, blah, blah. I turned that, well, I don't know if I turned the leaderboard off. I've turned the hearts off. No one else is in chat. Well, welcome to the balcony. I feel the heat from my iron, so I'm going to get busy here. Let me, and I had a mess on the floor yesterday to clean up. I had a mess. I'm going to start with some of these smaller ones. And I don't know what I did with my little spritzer. I had a little spritzer. Here it is. A little spritzer here. And I'm not going to worry too much because I don't know it looks like they were folding the squares this direction. Can you guys see? Maybe I'll pull it up a little. And this is the underside. I'm just going to spritz it a little. And we're just going to kind of press these out. Ooh, it's nice and warm. The iron's hot for such a little iron. Yeah, I need to go this way, Meri. And I was good yesterday. Well, sort of good. I went to Hobby Lobby. That's where I was the worst of being bad. But I didn't go. I said, you don't need to take me to any thrift stores. And that made my brother happy. Now, I think I'll just put these. Whoops, I gave you guys I think I'll put them up above. But see, some of these really need ironing. They were kind of nice when I put them in the machine, but the water kind of did these in, the washing and the agitation. Didn't hurt them, it just folded them. Now I'm going to spritz this and maybe it'll be a little more cooperative if I spritz it. It probably got bundled up inside of some of the other fabrics. Let's spritz it. I think I need to turn it this way. Pull this. Yeah, I'm going to slow stitch on these. These are good, make good slow stitch backs or fronts or whatever. Put some more water on this. So I thought I would just get in here and do a little pressing of these, because I'll use them if I have them out and pressed. Now she's got her seam on this side going that direction, and the seam on this side is going that direction. Let's see if I can't turn it. No, it's got to go that way. Let's see if I can turn this one. No, we'll just do it the way. The seams aren't going the same direction, but that's all right. It's just going to be on my scroll anyway. It's going to be a slow stitch scroll type thing. And they were all kind of like this when I put them in the machine. But when I washed them, they kind of wrinkled up on me. Got some threads there. Let's see if I can clip those. If I can get to my scissors. Hi, Carol. Hi, Joyce. Thanks for popping in. It's probably early in the morning for Carol. She's out west. Thank you, Carol, for popping in. And Joyce is east of me, so it's a little bit later for her. A little teeny bit, an hour later. And this is the front. Let me turn it over on the back. It looks like she sewed these and then clipped the seams, or whoever did this. Or if she didn't do that, she stitched them pretty close to the edge. It's not cooperating. So this gives me the opportunity to use my little ironing board. I haven't used it a lot. And I'm just going to sit here and iron these. And then when Dee Dee comes on at 8:30 Eastern, I will bop off and I'll listen to her. Snip these threads. So I went to Hobby Lobby. What did I get? I always look for things that are on sale. I want to remind you guys that tonight is the membership stream. I got some things for freebie for those who attend. Some little springy things. And then I always go to the clearance aisle. I always go pick up, I always check out the charms and the beads. Because those charms, if not one brand is on half price, the other brand is. And I found some things that I like. And let's see, then I went over to the fabrics. The fabrics were, mostly on clearance were the clearance ones were flannels, and I wasn't wanting flannels. See, these are the ones that were nicer. These won't be hard to, don't want to burn myself there. Looks like this one is going both directions. that thread. So tonight in the membership stream, and this will be an all channel, all members. It won't be for just one room. It'll be for both rooms. We are going to do Easter. I'm going to make some Easter eggs. Not big ones, two-dimensional Easter eggs. And we're going to talk about the Commonplace Journal a little bit. So that's kind of what's happening there. The membership, I have 2 rooms in my membership area. The first room is called Fibdiggity for Friends. And it's only 99 cents a month, you guys. You can't hardly buy a candy bar for 99 cents. And the second room is called Fibdiggity Creators. And it's $1.99 a month for pricing. So there you go for that. I haven't done the holidays at the end of 2025. I keep saying the holidays get real busy art-wise because you're trying to finish things and do your December daily. This one's coming apart. So I'm trying to do more in my membership area in 2026. At least keep up with it. And I'm looking at my budget. It looks like I will be able to get my new printer either at the middle of March or February, March, or in April. And I'm so wanting to get that. Yeah, these seams are facing different directions. That's okay. I'm so wanting to get the, well, maybe I can push it in the same way. I'm so wanting to get my new printer. I have a lot of fun with the printer. It actually looks like it has 2 little seams there. It does. That's okay. They were making it the same size. They had a short piece. Maybe I could put that up above a little. Bring this. Yeah, these seams are, maybe that was done on purpose. The seams are facing different directions consistently. So it looks to me like it was done on purpose. Probably the way that they were, well, I can face that one that way. It really doesn't matter because these are going to be used for slow stitch anyway. It isn't like I'm going to make a quilt. It actually looks like they were making a border for those other pieces. These look like maybe they were making the inner border for them because they're so consistent with the design, with the blue and the fabrics are the same as those other pieces. Whoops, that's not going to work. So I'm going to press these. May not take me till 7:30, or it might. Let's see. Linda says hi to Joyce. Joyce says, Carol says hi to Joyce. Joyce says hi, Arlene, Linda, and Carol. Arlene said she'd be right back. Carol said yes. I just took Loka. Is that how you pronounce? Loka is a husky outside. She said she came back to bed. I woke up, my alarm went off at 3:30, and it was probably about 3:45 when I actually got up. I made some coffee, I had a roll. Oh, my brother wanted to go to Culver's yesterday after his doctor appointment. So we don't have a Culver's very locally. This is really crunched up in here. And so we did. This is, looks like it's been seamed here. She used a hemmed piece here. And my brother had fish, a 2-piece fish dinner, and I had a hamburger, and you know, that was pretty good. I'm going to have to do this half and half. Maybe I can wet it on the front side first and flip it over. So we enjoyed a Culver's, and I went to Hobby Lobby, but I said, when we drove by Goodwill, I said, I'm closing my eyes. And I did. I closed my eyes. Their Goodwill out on the west side of the town moved. And it's in where they had a office supply store in that part of the mall area, the strip mall. And we had to drive by it to get to Hobby Lobby. And I said, I'll close my eyes. I'll close my eyes. This is part of the seam. They used a hem. They used a hem on this. I think that goes down that way. And the threads there. Pulling on each other here. I closed my eyes when we went by Goodwill. I said, I'm not even going to look. And I didn't. And I got some things that Hobby Lobby really had a lot of cute spring things. I didn't buy everything I saw, but I bought some spring stuff. They had plastic eggs seem to be the big thing this year. And I'm going, I just about threw away the plastic eggs that my brother's significant others have upstairs. I think I'm going to bring them down and decorate them for around here. I could put fabric around them, collage them with fabric. I could collage them with napkins. I can make a basket of them. And that's just, I won't send them off. The eggs that we're going to do tonight, we're going to make out of paper. And we're going to do, tonight is I'm talking about the membership stream. And it's an all-member membership stream. We're going to talk about the commonplace journal a little. I might show you my tatting, my shuttle tatting. I have started to shuttle tat. And I have tried, well, I'm going to say for 4 years. It's probably going on 4 years to shuttle tat. I could never get that flip. I was so frustrated. Well, February 19th, I documented it. I started flipping. I started flipping out on February 19th. And at that time, I needed a larger thread so I could see the stitch. And all I had on hand, well, I have number 3 thread, but I probably packed it away because I was needle tatting and I didn't need number 3 thread for that. And so I used 4-ply yarn on my larger Tatsy shuttle. And so it's kind of bulky and, you know, beginnerish, very beginnerish. But I kept it because that melt? No, it just caught on the thread. I kept it because it was, I actually completed I actually flipped my stitches. And so I practiced for 3 or 4 days with the larger 4-ply yarn and the large shuttle. But I ordered some number 3 thread and that came in and I was able to put that on a smaller shuttle. And then I just practiced the double stitch for several days at the end of February. And now in March, I'm starting to work with Picasso. And, you know, I have to tell you, when you're a beginner like that, you're so happy with what you're doing. It's not, they're not neat, they're not pretty, they're clumsy, I'm learning, I drop my shuttle a lot, but I'm able to flip the stitch, I'm flipping out. And so I'm documenting. And I'm documenting very rough. It isn't like it's a beautiful journal. It's a composition book, and I'm putting my little pieces in there with painter's tape. And I'll probably translate it over into a better journal, but it happens to be what I have at hand. And I got to get these in something, or they'll be scattered all over the place. Put this up here. And so yesterday when I was at Hobby Lobby, I love Hobby Lobby's Artiste crochet thread. It's a cotton, Egyptian cotton thread, and it is very easy. I liked it for needle tatting, and I like it for the shuttle tatting too. But the rings are so much smaller and tighter. But I found some pretty coral. It's kind of like a yellow-pink color, and it probably would look pink in the camera. But it's a real pretty coral color, and I said, I'm going to get, and their thread used to be like $2.68, something like that for a ball of it, their Artiste thread, and it's marked down to $1.99 now. And that's consistent. That wasn't just a sale. Well, it might be a sale, but it's consistent, because for the last several times that I've been to Hobby Lobby, I've been getting it for $1.99. So I thought, I'm going to get a springy color. And I was playing with that last night with the number 10 thread. And it's so much smaller to work with. I'm trying to get my hands to accept that thinner thread. So that's kind of what I'm working with now. And with the thicker thread, the number 3 thread, I'm working with getting Picassos that look nice and even, but they're not yet. And I'm just happy to get a Picasso in there. I'm not using a Picasso gauge, which is actually just a little piece that you put in there to make them all the same size when you're making the stitch. That's too much for me to handle right now. I go, if I get a Picasso, I'll be happy. And sometimes I knot it up, and I don't keep them all, because I knot, K-N-O-T, and I kind of started throwing those away. I saved a few of them, the pieces that I knotted, just to show that when you knot it, it won't. You could pull the knots out and go on, and sometimes I do that, and sometimes they're so tight in there, I just snip it and start over. And then on my needle tatting, what I want to do, Katia at the Tatting Muse teaches the needle tatting every other week. And what I want to do is go back to her very first class video and do a journal starting with her very first video. And I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm going to. And she teaches a lot of technique, Katia does. She teaches a lot of needle tatting technique. And I appreciate that. She teaches technique more than she teaches actually doing a pattern, because if you get the technique down, the pattern comes, you know, reading the pattern. And we read patterns, but the idea is to learn the technique, and I really like that. So that's kind of been my... I'm trying to do a little bit of tatting every day, like Becky makes her dishcloths. And I kind of picked that daily practice up again. I mean, daily practice is nothing new, but Becky started doing it on her dishcloths, and I thought, I could do that on my tatting and keep my, especially with the shuttle tatting, you want to get that muscle memory. I don't have the muscle memory yet. So that's one of the things I've been doing since February 19th. And I have to say, I haven't been doing a whole lot of art journaling per se. This one looks like she tried to open the seam. We'll leave it open. And these two go that way, and we'll leave that. Let's see if I can't press that open a little. Get that corner. He's not cooperating. So that's kind of that, and then these envelopes. I've been playing with the watercolor in these envelopes. I'm going to sit in here while Dee Dee streams. What time is it? It's 7:02 now. I'm going to sit in here while Dee Dee streams and work on watercoloring those envelopes so that I can get them sent off so they'll have them by March the 17th. Today's the 4th already. And I would do one here, but I think I can do more in a 4-hour or a 3-hour or a 2-hour period that I can. And I think, oh, I'll get all these done, and at the end of the time, at the end of the stream, they're not done. And then I've already given them away, so I want to get them off and sent off. And I have some more Happy Mail I need to send off. Happy Mail is a challenge for me. But postcards and these envelopes I do are just kind of like a postcard because I'm not putting anything inside of them. And those seem easier for me. Looks like this is half open and half closed. Looks like she tried to open this one. So maybe I'll try to open this here. It gets thin down here, that's why it's closing. Stitched. I don't know if my... Let's put some water on that. Press it open. And then this one's open and this one's closed. I'm going to leave it that way because they're just going to be used in slow stitch. So thank you for those of you who popped in and are just watching me iron my quilt strips here. I'm going to use them these are going to be part of a scroll. And I have some, when I followed Pearl, she was selling these wooden scrolls, and these will fit on one of those wooden scrolls really nice. And I'll put stitches and little fabrics, and maybe I noticed when I signed on this morning I had a little package of doilies that I got from Rebecca. I will put some of those on here. And fabric scraps and whatever I can find I'll use. I just got a couple left here, 2 left, and then that big one. And by that time, Dee Dee will probably be on. Bless her heart. Arlene dropped the link to Dee Dee's channel. Arlene says, I received a Happy Mail yesterday. A lovely Happy Mail. It's a wood tray diamond dot kit. Oh, how cool. And a diamond dot storage tray set. How cool is that? Oh, wow. That's neat, Arlene. Did Jamie, hi, Jamie Sinna. I'll just call you Jamie. Welcome in, welcome in. It's nice to have you join us. It's nice to have you join us. I'm just pressing little quilt pieces that I got in a sale box. And I have to say, I think she threw these quilt pieces in. Now, I don't remember buying them. I could be wrong, but I think she just threw these in as stuffing. And because, well, these have been washed. That's why they're kind of wrinkly, as I threw them in the machine. I threw everything in the machine yesterday. But I think she threw these in. They were not in a nice, neat stack, is what I'm saying. And I think if she was selling them, she would have, you know, put them in a package or something like that. Because this one has a thread, I guess. Hold on, first I thought it was a hole. Cut that off. I just have one more of these. But these will be fun for a slow stitch scroll piece. One more here. He's kind of wrinkly, but we'll get him. We'll get ya. I guess it's going this way and that way. Let me kind of put some water on this. Let's get this side. And these are both facing the same direction. And I'm thinking she either got these at a sale, or maybe a garage sale or a flea market, or maybe it's something that she's just had forever and decided to get rid of it. I don't know. I do not remember buying these, but I could have. I don't keep track when I go to the sale and review what did I buy and what did I get. I don't do that. I probably should, so that I would know. She would know, but I'm not going to ask her. I'm just going to thank her for them. Let's see, this seam is kind of, it looks like it wants to open, but in the middle it's too thin. We'll just kind of press it down. This is the last one. This is the last one for the smaller strips, and then I have that larger. See, this is, well, this piece is a little bit larger, but I could even, when I stitch it, if I stitch it on the scroll, I could just turn it under, and I would do some, or I could cut it off and use the scrap pieces. I'm just going to roll this in a bundle. There we go. Now, let's take this and put around it. This is probably polyester, this pink strip. It feels like it. Probably a blend. Because it came out of the machine. That was in the machine, and it's not wrinkly at all. So that's what makes me think it's a polyester. But that's okay. I'm not going to dye that one. I'm not going to dye this pink one, or the little strips. I'm going to dye those green squares I was showing you. So that will be an experience for me, because I've never used Rit dye before. Well, I've used it a little with the batik work, but more or less out of a package then, and then not that much. See if I can't get this tucked in. someplace. Well, here, let's do a pin. Ooh. Tuck it down under. There we go. I'll put that down below. Now this is just a cotton strip that she... Now I could see Rebecca doing this. Rebecca is a wonderful quilter. I could see her doing this. This is a pretty piece. I would have purchased this one. Maybe I did. But I like this one a lot. It's got a flower there. Here's that same design that she must have had a lot. Whoever did this had a lot of this little printed fabric. I'm going to iron it from the outside, from the inside here. This one looks like it was more professionally done, I have to say, except for these go that way. This one, well, I'm not real sure here. This one, it looks like they tried to open it up, and it looks like the stitching got real narrow here, and so it closed up again. Got real narrow in there. This paintbrush helps a lot because it's got a slanted edge there, and I can get in there and open this up. Almost. Almost. Down here it gets a little iffy. Looks like something I would do. Let's press that while I have it. There. Now this one looks like it goes this way. These go, that one goes that way. I'm not even going to try to open it up. That one needed to be opened. This one should probably go this way, except she's got a thread there. I see what she's got. She sewed this one that way and this one that way. That's okay. We'll just press it out the way it is. All right, let's press. Got to keep an eye on my time. It's 7:15. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but Meri's not perfect, so it's my style. All right, let's get these. Yeah, part open, part closed. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to close that one and put it this way. This looks like it's stitched down at the, let me snip it out. It looks like it was attached to another piece here. It was part of the seam in there. Yeah. So my water, I think, is too low. Let me get the other spritzer. Where's my other spritzer? One more turn. There we go. It's giving more water anyway. Whew! That's wet. Yeah. This I might try to do something with. This one might make a nice rice bag too, but I think there's more fabric here than I need for a rice bag. I'm not sure what I will do with it, but I like the colors on it. I think the colors are nice. I'm not going to dye this one. Alrighty. Let's go to this. See if I can't get this done by 7:30. It's 7:17. Threads. Watching my time. I don't want to rub from Dee Dee's time. This is all I'm going to do. Just press these out. This is the last piece. Wants to go 2 ways at once. Like, go that way. And I think that's happening because she had put another piece on this side of it, I can tell. And or it was attached to another piece and she took it off. Let's get these threads off. Probably raveled a little in the washing machine. And I'm going to let this one, because it's damp, this sprayer puts more mist out. I'm going to let it sit out flat and air dry. Yeah. One way and one the other. So while Dee Dee is on, I'm going to watercolor leprechauns. See if I can't get some envelopes ready to mail. And tonight at 7:30 Central, if you're one of my members in the membership area, I'm doing a live stream. We're going to talk about the Commonplace Journal, and we're going to do some Easter. So if you have any light springy paper or light springy colors that you can use for sprays or whatever, bring it along, because what we're going to do is not complicated. or you can sit and watch. These themes are really small. Try to get it to go all that way. I would look at chat, but I want to get this done by 7:30 because Dee Dee will be popping on. Just got a couple more squares here. Well, 4 more. I'll do a little faster here. Of course, I don't have to have it finished. I can do this after I sign off, but let's see where I get here. And in the long run, it isn't going to matter too much which way these seams are facing. If they're not all facing the same direction, it really doesn't matter for our art pieces, for my art pieces. If you were doing a nice quilt that you wanted to gift, it might make a difference, but I'm going to set that iron on that bag. I just got a couple more pieces here, a couple more squares. This is a fairly long piece. Probably went widthwise on a quilt. Got a lot of wet there. So it's fun to see these things at auctions and online sales and get them and play with them and make something out of them. I don't know what I'm going to make out of this. I don't know if it'll be some rice bags, or I doubt that it'll be journal covers. Some sort of slow stitching. Just got a little left here. A piece and a half. I tell you what it won't be. It won't be a quilt. It won't be a pillow. It won't be anything like that. It could be a cover on a basket. It could cover a box. This might make a nice box cover because there's plenty of it. I could see a 10 by 10 box being covered with this. One of those smaller boxes. That's probably what I'll do with it. That wants to go 2 directions. And just a little bit here left. What time is it? 7:26. I got 4 minutes. And Dee Dee's probably popped on. My cameras, the one I'm looking at to get the time is really a little bit faster than my others. I don't know the true Central to Standard Time. One's 3 or 4 minutes faster than that one up there. All right. So let's kind of, I'm going to leave this out, but I kind of want to show you the whole piece here. Let me pull it out and kind of double it. Maybe double the double. And then I'll flatten it out and set it out. But it's really a, let me unplug my iron. Set it over to cool. Hold on. Put the water up here. So it's really kind of a pretty piece. It's really a pretty, it's a pretty piece here. And I'm thinking I'm going to cover a box with this. So there we go. My clock here says it's 7:28. I want to thank those. Hi, Christine. Christina, welcome in. Thanks for popping in. Did Jacqueline pop in? She goes, hi, Jay. Hi, Jay. Morning, everyone, she says. Thank you guys for popping in and watching. And Jamie, don't be a stranger. And those of you up in the balcony, enjoying your morning in bed or up in the balcony, this is still damp. I'm going to open it up and set it across the boxes there and let it air dry. So have a great day, and I will see those of you who are in the member. If you're online, pop in at 7:30 p.m. Central tonight. We're going to talk about the Commonplace Journal. We're going to do some Easter. And for those of you that are not, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Central. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Go do something fun. Bye.